Hey guys, as I said before in my last video, I cut the video into two parts, one showing in game all the buffs and how to look at stuff, and one with the Garmoth, so people can watch either one of them, or just take them as a reminder instead of a 15 minutes video. I wanted to make it short, so people can rewatch it if needed, and it will not overwhelm players. I hope this helps you, and enjoy watching. Now, as I said, we're gonna go over some other things you will need. You will want to make sure you have food buff, make sure you have potions. You can use them in your family inventory. If not, just bring normal potions. Well tendons are very important. This will save your life many times when you get seasick. Yes, they're a bit on the higher end. As a new player, you might not want to use them. You might want to save the money. But if later on you do have the money to get them, or you have some extra lying around, you can use them when you fall on the floor. And make sure you don't die when you get a bit low. Now, what I do want to talk about is 3 elixirs. So, well, you want to use Dwarf all the time. When you respawn, you use a Dwarf. Now, if you're a bit newer and you don't have all your gear and you still need to progress a lot of your gear, using Giant Dwarf is fine. It's not the best, but it helps a lot, and always you have to use Giant Dwarfs. The damage difference is huge. If nobody used Giant Dwarf, your all platoon damage will be lower by 10%. If everyone uses it, it's higher by 10%. That's simple. Along with some other buffs. Stamina some classes need, HP is always nice, right? Overall it helps. The second thing you want to use is your Alchemy Stone. Before the Node War, make sure you enable it so it runs. Again, if you're a bit newer, you don't have Veil-Out, you don't want to perma repair it, you can use Distraction Stone instead. To be able to check if you reach the caps in game, you go to the map, on the top menu, you have the Node War information, you press on it, and currently the tier 2 is Valencia and Medalla. So you go to either Valencia or Medalla, it doesn't matter, and you look at one of the nodes. On the nodes you can see if you reach the caps or not. So here you see I reached the caps except the HP. Now about the HP, at the start of the node war your HP go up by 500, so technically I do reach the caps. Because my HP will go up by 500, then I reach the caps. But this is how you can check it in game. Again, make sure your Alchemy Stone is on, and then you move on to the other stuff. You want to always make sure you have a giant, like I said, very important. If you have more money, using Harmony, or even the party version, it doesn't matter which one you use, is useful. It gives you 8% more special attack compared to the giant. And special attack is your way to increase your damage more than the caps. There's another way I'm gonna talk about soon. This is kind of a simple way, it's not a cheap way. If you die a lot, this one might be a bit rough to use. Again, 16 million per death. It's rough. Now this is about the same. Again, no reason to use party version, usually run in platoons. And you don't really have time to group with your party, so what you do, you just run in a platoon, you use Harmony, and you move on. Or Giant. Again, if you are a bit in need of money, just use the Giant. Now, the next thing you want to use is when you have the money for it, is Dipsy. Dipsy also gives you some special attack damage to back attack, down attack, and air attack. Most classes don't use air attack anymore, so it's mostly about back attack and down attack. Some classes really benefit from it. Down attack helps a lot. Usually there's a lot of people who will fall on the floor either to a grab or to anything else really. So down attack will help a lot. Back attack is mostly for rat classes, ninja, kuno, Torque, or a few others. I'm not gonna go all over that. Overall, very useful elixir to push extra 10% for back attack and down attack. Not mandatory to use. Very good when you have the money for it, or when you do Node Wars to... You have the rest of your gear that you want and just do Node Wars to enjoy the game. You wanna kill people. You wanna be useful to your guild. Now, well tendons If you're using Deep Sea, you want to make sure you use well tendons. They go together. Each Deep Sea is 30 million. Each Harmony is 16. Usually, if you go for Deep Sea, you also go for Harmony. They go together, kinda. Again, if this is expensive, you know, to work together. You're not being cheap, you're buffing up, so you want to make sure you don't die. You want to make sure you pop well tendons when you fall on the floor and you're about to die. Usually, very, very often, if it's not a full blob on you, you're gonna get up and you're gonna get out. This is a lifesaver. Also, if everyone in the platoon used it, considering we are on, let's say, low cap of 40 people, imagine the amount of HP 40 people get. 1.8k times 40 people. That's a total HP of... Man, I cannot math right now, but you get the idea. A lot of extra HP for the platoon without any specific ill. The rest of my materials here is basically for defense. Most of the people will not need to do that. I'll probably make a video of our defense in the future. For my defense team and for future defense team who wanna do defense. Same for the melted copper shard and iron ingots. We sometimes use cannon, same thing, not gonna go over it. Polystone is another item you wanna bring to Nodvos. And that's an item that lets you repair the stick. If the shot caller usually says tap the stick, that's the item you wanna use. Make sure you have it on you. Always, always, always have it on you. Usually when you press like move all, it will go to your storage. What you can do, you can set it up to have certain items that will not go into the storage. So whenever you do store all, those specific items will not go into the storage. That's about it for the items. Now, there's one more way. It is two. There's two more ways to increase your stats above the caps. Again, my AP is over the cap, but only 680 AP counts. It's the same for DP. If you do a minus DP as well on an add-on, they will basically have, instead, let's say I have minus 30 DP on an add-on or on a skill, and I use it on a person that has 600 DR, like I have 600 DR, I'm still gonna have 500 in the node row. So basically, to go over the stats of the reduction limit or the evasion limit or whatever else, AP limit, the only way to do it is with add-ons. Add-ons and skill buff. So basically, every skill buff you use will be on the top bar. You have the normal buffs, which is food, villa, all that stuff, right? And then you have like the skill buff. Some skills give you attack speed, some skills give you AP, and that goes over the cap. Everything on the top bar of the buffs go over the cap. Every add-on you have and debuff goes over the cap. So crit damage, crit hit rate goes over the cap. There's no cap for it, but you get the idea. It would have went over the cap. My AP, my DP, both of them will go over the cap currently. I will have 550 currently DP, just because I have the add-on. It's the same to reductions. You want to make sure to debuff them, so your skills are properly with proper add-ons for your class. The needed stats, again, it's class dependent, so I'm not gonna go fully over it. But basically, you want to make sure you have your correct add-on. You want to make sure you check your skills, which ones of your skills will give you buff when you use them. Mix them together. For example, my E gives me AP, so I use it before they engage. My Q gives me attack speed, so I also use it before they engage. So I have plus 20 AP, plus 15. And then when I press WF, if I hit an enemy, I get plus 20 DP as well, which also helps in the engage. Now the other buffs I have, again, it's mostly depends on what I need and what skills I use, and it's basically part of the add-ons at that point. Either minus evasion, plus evasion, or whatever else your class needs. Now this is more class specific, so I won't go into it, but this is a way well, two ways technically: debuffs on your skills, buffs on your skills, and add-ons to go over the cap. You want to make sure you have the right add-ons. This is very important for Node Wars. For example, you see my Shift LMB on the skill itself. I have minus 20 DR. So I also put a minus 20 DR on the skill, and I put a minus 20 evasion because it's also a resist. So I know I use the skill after resist. Let's say someone is on the ground, I want to resist them, I'm going to use that skill, and they're going to have minus 40. They're going to have minus 40 DR. Again, it's 40 because it's 20 from the skill and 20 from the add-on, and minus 20 evasion. And before I use the skill, again, before I engage, I usually buff up. I have 15% extra attack speed, 20 AP, and at the end of the day, it adds up a lot. Your elixirs and off, even though it has plus 10 AP, it doesn't count over the cap because it's at the bottom row. So remember, the easy way to see or know which buff will count is the buffs that are on the top row. So like for example, Or's buff will not count. This Or's buff do not count for the AP-DP. The recovery still works because it's not capped, right? You don't have recovery cap. But the AP-DP that it gives, 10 AP, 10 DP, does not count. The Horse gear doesn't count, it's on the buff bar. This is if you do not reach the caps, it can help you. But if you reach the caps, it really doesn't matter. Alchemist on, same thing. It doesn't go over the cap. Add-ons, they're on the top bar, they go over the cap. I will have extra AP. Instead of 680, I will have 700. Even though it doesn't show, that's my cap currently, 700, because of this buff. And it's gonna be the same, again, for DR or anything else. If I use a DR skill, I have plus 20 DR. If I use a minus evasion, minus DR, the enemy will go from the cap to the minus. So I'll explain it once more. Basically, they will go... Yep, my bad. Basically, they will go from 530 DR to 490 because it's minus 40 in my case. Every class on its own, basically. Like I said, make sure you cap the stats. If you need to watch this video again, watch the video again. Make sure you fully gear up. The most important thing is capping out. After that, you just want to buff up, properly buff up. If you don't have that much money, short TLDR, use Giant. If you have a lot of money, use Harmony, use Dwarf. Sorry, I meant use Well Tendons as well to save it and survive longer. And Deep Sea if you have the extra silver. Again, this is defense items, gonna go over it another time. As for artifacts, you use whatever is best for you. If you reach the caps, you can use crit damage or down attack are very useful. I use crit damage because the people are not always on the floor, and target opening is also good for open world, so I just use the crit damage from target opening. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment if it helped you. And see you in the next one.